Hey guys, this is Mr. Oxy coming at you from Palm Beach in Florida. Today, I'm making this video with a little bit of mixed emotions, and the reason for that is that if you're an old fossil like me, invested in fossil fuels, then today is one of those mixed emotion days. I mean, it's really, really nice that the energy stocks all rallied today. So if you're a big investor in energy, like I am, and I'm sure you are too, otherwise you probably wouldn't be watching this. It was a great day, right, on the market. So let's get that out of the way and just acknowledge that today was a good day if you're an energy investor. So why do I say it's a bit mixed? So let me take you into my sort of Google Chrome display over here. This is my channel. So for those of you who've been following me since I started making YouTube videos about 9 months ago, you would kind of you've probably seen most of these. There's a little disclaimer here that I don't, at the start I used to kind of mention I do not offer financial advice. My videos are educational. After a while, I figured, like the majority of the people who follow me already know that, because I'm not telling you to buy stuff and sell stuff or whatever. I'm just giving you information, and most of the information is based on my own experience. And I've been fortunate because I made a lot of money on the stock market, and I want you to do the same. But if you actually read the disclaimer, which I wouldn't even suggest you do because it's kind of boring, except for the fact that I basically say sometimes my content is funny and sometimes it's serious. But if you view this as investment advice, you're probably going to lose all your money. But the next paragraph here, I wrote this long ago, man. This is like sort of from June or July of last year. So almost a year ago, I wrote, I am a value investor. I look for securities with prices that are unjustifiably low based on intrinsic worth, estimated by analyzing an issuer's fundamentals. That's how we used to do it. This was old school stuff. This was the kind of stuff that our masters like Graham, who wrote The Intelligent Investor, Benjamin Graham, people like Warren Buffett. I mean, like, these are idols of mine. Carl Icahn, etc. This is how we did it. This is how we've always done it. So what exactly is the problem, Mr. Oxy? Well, take a look at this one, right? So Zero Hedge reported this morning. Today is Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. So this morning at 9 a.m., Zero Hedge reported. By the way, in case you follow Zero Hedge, Tyler Durden is not a person. It's not a real person's name. Tyler Durden was actually the name of the Brad Pitt character in the movie Fight Club. It's probably one of the coolest movies you've ever seen or you can ever see. So if you haven't seen Fight Club, take some time to look at Fight Club when you get a chance to do so, especially since we're all working from home because of COVID, right? Anyway, value investing Icahn jumped off Manhattan skyscraper to his death days after liquidating his fund. Charles DeVoe, a renowned value investor and co-founder of International Value Investors, IVA, died suddenly on Monday afternoon. DeVoe, who was 59, had built a long career as a risk-averse global investor who had never deviated from his deep value approach, even when it meant keeping as much as 40% of his funds in cash. So Mr. Oxy didn't typically do that. Mr. Oxy was usually keeping approximately 10 to 15% of funds in cash. So I have a couple of accounts that I manage in addition to my own, and as a general rule, we sort of 10, 15% cash. I call it cash awaiting investment because whenever something becomes really cheap, like Occidental during Q2, 3, and 4 last year, I want to have some cash on hand so that I can buy some. DeVoe's conviction set him apart in the industry, even among battle-tested contrarians. Even while value investing titan Warren Buffett has been forced to adapt by embracing Apple and other tech stocks, DeVoe, a discipline of legendary French value investor Jean-Marie Evilard at Société Générale and then First Eagle, before he went on to launch IVA in 2008. So guys, I don't know where you are on this one, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on in the meme stocks. There's a lot of stuff going on in crypto. I'm still in that old school, so I want to lighten the mood here a little. So I'm going to move away from this horrible report and talk a little bit about what we do when we invest in things like Occidental Petroleum. And what better place to go to than you guys, right? Because at the end of the day, I've already told you I do this because I like doing it. And at the end of the day, when you guys communicate with me on my channel, I get a kick out of it. I really enjoy it. Here's Hot Rodder 50 saying, I have 10 shares of Energy Transfer at $7 and now it's over $8. Awesome, Hot Rodder 50. I hope you make a fortune out of this, So I hope you also reinvest the dividend because ET pays you a nice big fat dividend. So reinvest it into shares. And the next time you post a comment for me, you're going to say, I have 11 shares of ET at $7 and now it's trading at 10, 12, $15. There's Yeti, he's a regular on our channel. Thanks, Yeti, for contributing. Bob Corradini said, good update and analysis with more upside than downside. He's talking here about Occidental specifically. Matt, thanks for contributing, Matt. Shanyan Yu, he says, I just started buying Oxy today after I left a few months trying to accumulate 10,000 shares and hold it for 3 years when oil reaches $100. You know what? That's a possibility, right? We are more likely to see it 100 than what we are to see 20. So that's not even a prediction. That's just a matter of fact. But Shan Yun also says, never trust an analyst. I always trust my own judgment. Good on you, Shan Yun. You should be doing that too. How's Tim? So Tim says, Rudy, you should only have one position. Oxy, what are all these meme stocks that you own? So Tim made this comment in reference to the fact that I made 5 quick short videos covering Enbridge, Pembina, Energy Transfer, Total, and Occidental Petroleum. What the heck? Tim says you should only own Oxy. What's with all these other meme stocks? So I replied and I said, Tim, in my defense, firstly, my diversification is age appropriate, and secondly, I owned those other 4 stocks before I had even opened a position in Occidental Petroleum. But it's an interesting point because there are people like Kevin Zhao, for instance, says I'm going full on into Oxy. It's not that I lack conviction. It's just that as I say, age appropriate. You got to have some kind of a diversification here. Jude Zhao said ET is a master limited partnership, which means ET is also a good defense for tax increases. We'll have to see about that, Jude, because if there's money, they want it. I remember one of my colleagues once used to joke, and he said, when you do your tax return, basically they only ask you how much money you have, and then send it. So how much taxes should I pay? Well, how much have you got? Please send it. I agree with Mr. Oxy, says Jackson Lim, that Oxy is indeed very cheap. And he added 3 additional points. These are really good points. I'm going to cover them quickly, and then I'm going to just wrap it up here. I'm sorry if I've skipped over anyone. Okay, I'll come back to Greg. Greg said, I always get a kick of you putting wall of debt in quotation marks. Yeah, Occidental's wall of debt is actually in line with the rest of the industry. The mainstream media is just looking for a narrative that they can tie into, kind of lock you down to make you think everything's bad. How about Jackson Lim? Let's just cover these quickly, and I'm going to wrap it up, because this is kind of on a positive note. People may argue that Oxy paid too much for Anadarko. So what Jackson is basically saying is, he says, don't forget that Chevron had bid $33 billion for Anadarko before Occidental was actually before they had successfully executed that acquisition. So in the minds of Chevron at the time, so going back just over a year and a bit, so a year and a half now, right? It was August 2019. Chevron had valued and were prepared to pay $33 billion for Anadarko. Today, Occidental and Anadarko together is still only trading at about, the price is $26 a share, and the market cap, 25 billion. It's grossly undervalued. So maybe Tim is correct. I should probably sell everything and just put everything into Oxy. Maybe that message I should take to heart. Anyway, if I make any ridiculous trades or if I do anything, I will let you guys know. The second point Jackson makes is, I believe that we're going to have strong gross margins for the oil companies because it's harder to reduce the cost of goods sold than OPEX. We know that Occidental has cut their CapEx quite to a low level, and they're maintaining it. Oxy's low price to book is mainly due to the impairment charges taken over its oil assets last year as they were selling stuff, right? Those are impairment charges, and of course they hit the balance sheet from the point of view that you have a reduction in the assets. And for those of you who've been following me, I've done a couple of videos on balance sheets, right? So the assets that you have are equal to the liabilities plus the shareholders' holders' equity. So if you reduce the assets, you can reduce the liabilities too. Then you're going to reduce your shareholders' equity as well. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at. And of course, my old friend Bulldogs #1, who is the world's greatest Bulldogs fan in the entire universe, made some comments as well about energy transfer. He says he's buying EPD and he's watching Credit Suisse. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up this video on that note, because your comments make me far happier than the zero hedge report that I read to you just a few minutes ago. I don't want to see anyone come to harm. I don't want to see anyone lose money. I want you all just to make a fortune, right? Uh, Follow your own judgment, do your own due diligence, and make a lot of money in the stock market. That's what I want for all of you. And on that happy note, this is Mr. Roxy saying, stay away from COVID, stay safe, keep well, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.